You know, something I've been thinking about recently is that companies are just terrible at understanding people. Like, for example, they will talk about their values, like being environmentally friendly or against bullying or work dangers. But let me tell you something. They only say that because they know that's what people care about. That's the only reason. The companies don't actually care. And I remember working at this company that talked about how their main priorities was to keep work safe for employees, but they had no problems outsourcing it to Thailand because in Thailand, the safety laws aren't as forceful. So I never trust companies. They fed us lies to keep us trapped, wasting our lives for their profit. And if you're not careful, work will drain your soul, strip you of curiosity, and trap you in a lifetime of comfort that is not good for you. In the end, you'll be bored, bitter, angry, and miserable, haunted by the knowledge that you sacrificed your youth chasing money to fulfill someone else's agenda. So today I wanted to talk about something that nobody really seems to be talking about, and it just drives me crazy. Everybody just walks around acting like, hey, work is normal. Like, this is just the way that things are. But I see the problem. And since you're watching this, I'm assuming that you see it too. So let's talk about it. Corporations, they do not understand human nature. Or maybe worse, they do, but they manipulate it for profit. Either way, the system we live in isn't designed for us. It's designed to keep us running in circles, chasing paychecks, and never questioning why. Let's get into it. So we like to believe that we have control over our lives, that we choose our jobs, that we decide how we spend our time, but let's be real, how much of it is really a choice? Think about it. Like, you were born into a system where money is a requirement for survival. You can't just opt out. Rent, food, healthcare, it all costs money. And how do you get money? By selling your time. But here's the thing, this isn't how humans always lived. There was a time when people worked together in small communities, growing food, hunting, and building homes. They worked to live, not living for work. So how did we get here? How did humans go from living freely to running on the 9-to-5 treadmill? We need to go back, and I swear this is the last time I mention Egypt. Everyone knows about the pyramids, but people don't question how they were built. Were they slaves? Were they paid? The catch, either way, was food, housing, and was survival, basically. In other words, they were told they had a choice, but in reality, they didn't. It was work or starve. Now, does that sound familiar to you? Now, if we fast forward to the Industrial Revolution, factories needed workers. But people weren't exactly lining up to spend their days in dark, dangerous buildings, so what did the ruling class do? They pushed people off their land. The Enclosure Acts of England forced farmers to move to cities where the only way to survive was to work in factories. And this happened all over the world. Again, they called this progress. They called this a choice. But was it? See, in the 20th century, corporations perfected this trick. They sold people the American dream. Get a job, buy a house, retire at 65, but here's the truth. The system wasn't built for your success. It was built for their profit. So in 1926, this guy Henry Ford popularized the 40-hour work week. People think it was to give workers a better life. No, it was to make them more productive. The idea was simple. Give workers just enough time off to rest, but not enough to question the system. And here we are, almost 100 years later, still living by that same outdated rule. And why? Because it benefits people at the top. Corporations treat humans like machines. They fire thousands of workers when the profits dip, then expect loyalty from the ones left behind. In 2008, the financial crisis left millions jobless, while CEOs kept their bonuses. In 2020, companies made record profits while cutting staff. The system is not broken. It works exactly as designed. Now, Noam Chomsky once said that the smart way to keep people passive and obedient is to strictly limit the spectrum of acceptable opinion, but allow a very lively debate within that spectrum. This is what corporations do. They make you think that the only options are working harder, getting a promotion, or switching jobs. But the real question is, why is this the only way to live? Movies like The Matrix, Fight Club, they weren't just entertainments, at least not to me. They were warnings. Neo realized that the world was a lie, controlled by forces that saw humans as batteries. In Fight Club, Tyler Durden put it simply, you are not your job. But society tells you otherwise. Your worth is tied to your productivity, and if you stop producing, you stop existing in their eyes. So, what is the way out? Well, first, you have to see the trap. And once you do, you can start working on an escape plan. So step one would be stop tying your identity to your job. You are more than your productivity. Your value is not based on how much money you make. Step two, start questioning the system. Why do we work 40 hours a week? Why do companies lay off thousands while executives get bonuses? Why does school teach us about how to be employees but not how to be free? Step three, find ways to build independence. That doesn't mean quitting your job tomorrow. It means investing in skills, starting side projects, and creating streams of income that doesn't rely on a paycheck from a corporation that would replace you in a second. Because here's the truth. The financial system is designed to keep people desperate and trapped to work. Every hour you sell to someone else is an hour you could be investing in yourself. But there is a catch. The system won't change unless enough people wake up. This is why conversations like this matter. The more people see the trap, the more power they have to break free. If this message resonates with you, don't just nod along. Take action, learn, question, build something for yourself, because nobody is coming to save us. If you enjoy the content I create and want to support me, consider supporting me on Patreon. Your membership will make a huge difference. It's like $5 and you get access to tutorials and extra content, and your name will be in the end credits of my videos. As always, thank you for listening. Do me a favor and tap that like button to show your support. Subscribe if you're interested in more content like this. Until next time, stay hungry, relentless, and strong in your journey of escaping wage slavery. Bye. Oh, you're still here. Oh, that's right. It's the behind the scenes vlog. This segment of the video is where I share more personal things. It's mostly for my subscribers, but if you're new here, you are more than welcome to stick around. So the inspiration for this video was something that I constantly feel when I'm at work. You know, any job, all jobs, that feeling of being in something that doesn't remind me of humanity at all. The lies, the inhumane ways they treat us, everything that they do is carefully planned to milk us for everything that we've got. And after a lifetime of working, what do we have to show for it? Nothing. So you know what? I spit in the face of all of these companies. They will never convince me. And to be honest, I hate them, all of them. That's the truth. Otherwise, there's really not too much to report today. Business is going okay. I have automated a lot of things in my business so I can focus more on making these videos, because let's face it, I didn't produce that many videos earlier this year. And also, I kind of want to focus more on just enjoying life. The problem is that when you work intensely on a business, you lose a bit of humanity. It's also productive, efficient, no happy feelings, just hustle mentality. I'm trying so hard to get away from all of that, but sometimes the more I work on it, the closer I get to it. It's kind of a paradox, actually. Anyway, that's all I have for today. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.